Alright, people are asking about these eBay $350 harnesses. And they're saying that they're basically copies of PSI stuff. I think the directions are, this is a different tone, the HPI, and I read through the whole directions. And it says, check the following items prior to contracting PSI. So, yeah, Chinese version, big deal. It's all the same connectors. Most of the connectors are made in China anyway, so what's the big deal? And the wires are the same gauge anyways, and they work just as well. So here's a whole entire layout of it. A buddy of mine said, hey, he wanted to try them, see what they look like. One cool thing is when you buy them on eBay, you can get the EV6 adapters that plug on your EV6 flex fuel injectors, and then these basically plug onto the wiring harness, just like the injectors. So the other thing is the green that's on here is kind of a candy colored green. The blue is the same. Colors look pretty decent. The wire's nice and flexible. It's not super thin Chinese wire with just a couple strands inside of it. So run it through the harness, you have a ground wire. You have a main relay, a fuel pump relay. The main relay has a red wire, goes to switched ignition. And then coming off of there, you have an OBD2 port. And then coming off of there, you have your tack module. This is a drive-by wire. And then you have all the wires that run through the, the other side of the tack module will go over through a jumper harness, through the tack module over to your gas pedal. Coming off of here, there's 6 or 7 wires, check engine light, oil pressure sensor, just assorted stuff. But then going down, you have a nice grommet, 2-inch grommet that goes to the firewall, and you can scoot that along either way wherever you want. Coming over here, we have 2 more ground wires for the back of the engine, and we have, and those are, it says fuse 2 and fuse 1, which is really kind of weird because it's a ground wire. So then you have your map sensor, I presume, O2 sensor, map sensor, and then you have your cam sensor. Then you have 4 injector connectors, a coil connector, crank position sensor, another injector connector, and your drive-by-wire throttle body. And then coming off of here, you have your 4L60E connector with the VSS sensor. Going down the other side, like I said, the wires are normal on that. They don't use GM color code on the crank position sensor, which is kind of weird, but that's okay. Who cares? They're keyed, right? Cam position sensor, another ground wire. Knock sensor wires, both those are blue. O2 sensor for the other bank. Coil connector, 4 injector connectors, coolant temperature sensor, and mass airflow sensor, which is fine. And then kind of nice to have an alternator wire which plugs on. So this is layout for a truck. But the overall length on this thing is probably, wow, we're going to say 15 feet. So if you wanted to put the computer underneath the, say the front seat of a pickup truck or something like that, or underneath the seat of a car, you have plenty of length. They're a lot longer than what I make them. Usually the computer goes behind the dash, but it looks like everything's pretty good. Don't really see any problems. Like I said, the wire, when you look at them, you know, it's got regular strands of wire. It's good solid copper. It's flexible because it's a brand new wiring harness, but I think it'll work out good. So we're going to throw this in his pickup truck and see how it works, but I think it'll be fine.